guys, WWE Fantalk here, bringing you guys another replica belt review. Now today's replica belt review is not new plates, it is new leather, and I give a hint on this on Instagram. By the way, if you do not follow me on my Instagram, it is at WWE Fantalk Show. There is a link in the description down below, and here's how you spell it out and all that if you wanted to search it in the search bar on Instagram. But anyways, we have a new cut of leather I got from my boy Man in the Fog Leather. I always get my belts re-leathered through Man in the Fog Leather, aka Austin Watkins. But this belt is fantastic, and the spinner belt is my all-time favorite championship, and I know a lot of people are against that just because it spins and it's made for John Cena, but it was around for so long, and when I started watching wrestling, that was the championship, so I didn't know about any of the other titles except for this one, so now when I look at this, it's still like imprinted in my memory that this is the WWE Championship that I remember, even though maybe some people that I've been watching longer would think of like the Winged Eagle or the Big Eagle, but this is the title that I saw first, and so I always think of this as the WWE Championship whenever I see it. So this is my favorite belt in my collection by far. It spins. I do a little method where I can't stop the spinner, so I put a little tiny piece of paper stuffed in there so it like holds there. That's my little secret how to hold it in place, because otherwise it's going to be like this, and everybody wants to see the WWE logo. But again, the belt spins, and I know that the commemorative version of this has like a little magnet, so I don't know why this one doesn't. But anyways, by far my favorite championship replica, and I always felt like there was something holding it back, whether that was getting it restoned, which will eventually happen in the future, but I know that that's a pretty big cost for the championship, and I'm just good for what it is. I think it looks great the way it is. I don't feel like I need to get it restoned, but I wanted something to just spruce it up a little bit more, rather than just sitting on the wall with some crappy leather. So I decided to reach out to Austin Watkins, and I requested a re-leather send-out strap for the WWE Spinner Championship. Again, this championship was very floppy on TV. We saw many different versions of this championship. The Rated R Spinner, we saw the black swoosh logo, and many other iterations of this championship, as well as this plate right here being the Raw logo as well. I don't know if it had the SmackDown one. I can't remember. If you do remember, leave it in the comments down below. But anyways, fantastic championship. One of the most iconic. We've seen guys like Jeff Hardy, CM Punk, John Cena, Triple H, Edge. A bunch of dudes hold this championship. Even though it was made for John Cena, we've seen so many different guys hold this title as their only WWE championship, which is insane. But you're probably wondering, what is different about this championship? Like, did I just get it re-leathered? You can't really tell the difference, right? Well, I wanted something special on this, and I was going to get some like blue snakeskin, but it wasn't long enough. The cut of snakeskin wasn't long enough to add onto the championship, so I went ahead and chose this as the backing for the Spinner Championship. It is a kind of like a whitish gray snakeskin, and what's interesting is I had no idea. I've never had like a vinyl snakeskin backing on my belts, and I know a lot of people have. But I haven't, and I know that the Smoky Skull title has it on the back, but that just feels like the regular backing. It just looks like it's painted like snakeskin. But this actual vinyl backing, I don't know if it's vinyl or whatever you want to call it, but I didn't expect it to have texture. It has like deep texture, and I'll show it in a little clip as I'm talking. But you see many different textures, and some bigger textures, some smaller, intricate textures. But it does look like snakeskin, and it's hard to believe that it's not real snakeskin. But it just looks fantastic. Of course, they're not going to have real snakeskin, because I assume that would fall apart pretty quick, or after a while it would. But it just looks absolutely beautiful, especially if you move it around in the light. And what's interesting is this does not affect the flexibility of the leather at all. The leather is still very flexible, still move it around. Just because there's snakeskin on the back doesn't mean that it's less floppy. But if you look right here on the championship, the strap does hang down. Place to hang down properly, flops around, everybody likes to see it, bends very easily, same with this side, and if you want to do the long ways, boom, right there. But yeah, very, very flexible, and you also have like 5 plates on here as well. I've only gotten these two red leather, the WWE Network logo, and the Universal Championship, and there's only 3 plates on that, 3 main plates with the sidebars, but this one has 5 plates, so, and it's a much heavier championship belt as well. And you don't really realize how heavy the championship is until you take the plates off the WWE shop leather, because the WWE shop leather like adds the weight to it, so it just feels like a solid brick. Where when you put it on like a lighter piece of real leather, that's what allows the belt to flop around. It adds the flexibility because It's like a thinner, or not thinner, but it's like real leather. There's less layers to it. It's just one cut of leather, and that's that, which adds the floppiness to the championship. Overall, fantastic. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Leave it in the comments down below how you rank this out of 10. I rank it 10 out of 10. I think it's fantastic. I'm also looking forward to getting the CM Punk nameplate right here, just because he was the dude that I enjoyed the most holding this championship. He held it for like over a year or something like that. One of the most iconic WWE championship reigns, which is the reason why I love this title so much. But leave it in the comments down below which championship you want to see me get re-leathered next. Maybe the North American, maybe the NXT, hell, even the United States Championship. Who knows? Leave it in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, guys. WWE Fan Talk Show.